The light spectrum. Did you know that you are experiencing less than 1% of reality? If you are only seeing 1% of reality, what is hidden in the other 99%? What if everything that you see, everything you believe is real, everything you call reality, is only a fraction of what actually exists? I'm Robert Christopher. This is Conscious Creator. Welcome back. So, science tells us that the human eye and brain can only perceive a tiny sliver of the electromagnetic spectrum, the visible light. Less than 1%, 0.039% to be more accurate. What this means is everything outside of that range, which is radio waves, infrared, ultraviolet, X-rays, gamma rays, still exist all around you, but you cannot see it. So the question is, if you are perceiving a fraction of what's there, are you actually experiencing reality at all? Or just a filtered version of it? So let's look at reality as a filter, not a fact. So your senses do not show you reality, they interpret it. Your eyes convert light into signals. Your brain constructs images, your mind assigns meaning. So what you call reality is basically just a rendered experience. It's not the raw truth. So think about that. Let's look at dogs. Dogs hear frequencies that you can't. Bees see ultraviolet patterns on flowers. Snakes detect infrared heat signatures. Each species lives in a completely different reality based on what they can perceive. So which one is real? Well, the answer is all of them, and really none of them. Why? Because reality is not fixed. It is perception dependent. Humans perceive only a narrow band of visible light, a tiny slice of the full electromagnetic spectrum. Everything else exists, but it is invisible to you. So what does that mean? Well, I believe it means that there could be an infinite layers of reality all around you. There would be other energies, structures, patterns, even other races and beings operating on frequencies that you simply cannot detect. Reality would be much more physical, dense, more real, if you will. You would see new colors that could not be described. Everything changes. Your senses are not designed to show you the truth, but rather they are designed to show you what is useful for survival. And that's it. So the world that you experience is not everything. It's just what your biology allows. So is reality or true reality, is reality an illusion? Well, if you can only perceive 1% of what exists, then what you call reality is, well, only 1% real, right? Think about that for a minute. Reality is not false, but it's just partial. A simplified model, a projection, a user interface, kind of like a screen. You're not seeing the code, you're seeing the output. And that output is shaped by your senses, your brain, your beliefs, your conditioning and programming, and your attention. And repeated over and over until your reality is believable to you. This means reality is not just perceived, but rather it is constructed. So what would happen if you could see more? So ask yourself this. What if your perception expanded through awakened consciousness, say? What if you could access 100% of the electromagnetic light spectrum? You would access more frequencies, right? You would also access more information, lots more information. And therefore, you would access more layers of reality. Now, would you see new colors, new dimensions, new patterns and energy fields, forms of intelligence that exists outside of your current awareness? Would reality feel more real? Would it be more physical and dense? Would it be more alive and interconnected? Well, in my opinion, yes. And I believe this is our actual true nature of reality, and it shows how unlimited our potential really is or can be. So, from an esoteric perspective, this is exactly what ancient traditions suggest, that higher consciousness is not about leaving reality, but more so it's about perceiving more of it. There are documented moments when people report seeing beyond normal perception, and I will list a few examples. First one would be through NDEs, near-death experiences. Next would be out-of-body experiences, which are OBEs. Pineal gland activation, deep meditation, psychedelic states, and intense presence or awakening. In these states, people often describe expanded awareness, vivid colors and geometry, interconnectedness and a feeling of wholeness, and a timelessness, and also a sense that reality is a far more complex idea than the physical world. So are these hallucinations, or are they glimpses into a broader spectrum of reality? Well, I say that this state is who we really and truly are. We are not our physical bodies. We are not our thoughts. Our souls are ancient, eternal, and omnipotent, the ultimate authority. There is no death. Death is an illusion. That is the big lie that's being sold to us to keep us limited and controlled through fear. We are eternal, divine, multidimensional light beings, the 0 point, if you will, the eternal, all-knowing soul with ultimate authority. And when we access or awaken to the other side, that is our true home. And we can now access everything because each one of us is everything. We literally are the universe. This earthly realm is the realm of duality, I believe. I believe our souls choose to be born into this earthly realm to learn and remember who we are, who we really are, to slowly awaken, to experience that which we are not, so we can awaken to who we truly are. Experiencing what we are not creates perceptual awareness, which means discovering and remembering who we really are by experiencing everything that we are not. So is this life the filtered experience? Good question. So what if this reality, this physical world, this limited sensory experience is not the full picture, but a compressed version? A training ground, if you will, a focused bandwidth, a specific layer of experience designed for learning, awakening, remembering, growth, creation, contrast. Some things to think about. And what if death or deeper states of consciousness simply just remove this filter or these filters? What if it allows awareness to access more of what already exists? Not a new reality, but I would say a wider one. So let's look at this from the conscious creator's perspective. So here's where this becomes, in my opinion, very powerful. If reality is filtered through perception, and perception is shaped by consciousness, then expanding your awareness changes your reality. Wouldn't you agree? Not because you're escaping it, but because you are accessing more of it. So this is why awareness matters. This is why perception matters. And this is why consciousness matters. Because the more conscious you become, the less limited your reality becomes. Very profound things to think about, and I'm glad that I'm making this video today. So, in closing, you are not seeing everything because you are not really home. You are not who you truly are, but your soul is trying to remember, trying to awaken. You are seeing only what you are able to decode. So the question is, how much more is there, and why were we originally not given access to the full spectrum in this realm to begin with? And what happens when you begin to access it? Do we have to so-called die or cross over to the other side permanently first, leaving our physical bodies, or is there a practice that allows us to access this now? I think the answer will surprise you. We are that powerful. So this is just the beginning. Okay, thank you guys for joining us. As above, so below. Thank you for watching Conscious Creator. Stay conscious, stay curious, stay authentic, and keep creating. And follow that rabbit. Thanks.